Hey everybody, welcome back to Hardcore Fab channel. Got another extra for you today, and today's extra, we got some cool shit I want to show you guys. So flip the camera around. I want to introduce you to this guy right here, the mind behind all this craziness, and show you this cool build that we got going on here. So this is Glen. Glen, tell us about what this is. I mean, most people are going to look at this and think that it's probably like a Jeep or something like that to begin with. What is it?
Well, it is actually a Jeep. They're not as well known as, say, the CJ7s or CJ5s. It is a Kaiser Jeep Jeepster Commando. They made about 133,000 of them, and I ended up with 4 of them.
4 of them. Are they all 4 into this build, or?
Yeah, actually, the majority of the parts from those 4 have made it on this.
So, what do we got here that's original Jeep?
All right, so the fenders, the body, the top itself, all of that is original Jeep.
And motor and tranny, what do you got going on there?
We've got a 91 Camaro TPI setup with an unknown year, 350 behind it, and then nothing real special about them, but other than they're just the TPIs were special all to themselves.
Yeah, yep, for sure. What do you got for chassis going on here? This thing is sitting on the ground. You got to have air.
On the ground. We've got an 88 S10 front end just because it was cheap. They're super easy to drop. So I bagged it out myself, dropped spindles on it, and then after you get right behind the rear seats, all of that had to be custom. It's about a 20-inch C-notch to get up and over the 04 dually rear end out of a Dodge that I had laying around.
I like the look of the big and little, as you already know. I love that look. I think it looks good on there.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of the big and littles. And I'm an off-road guy, so having big tires on it is kind of something that I'm used to. It's what I do.
Right. So top comes off, of course, on these.
Yes, this is a removable hardtop. It isn't finished. I didn't get time to do the chop, much like a lot of the other builders in the build-off. Just time was a huge factor, and I didn't want to hack it and whack it and then not have it done right.
Yep.
It's got to have the glass go back in it. It's got to look like the top would have from the factory, just shorter.
Well, this is going to be a little bit of a hard one to chop because you got angles on both ends. Like you got this side here and the front are both tapered. You got a tapered pillar in the middle there on the B pillar.
11 pieces is what I counted.
Is that what it is?
I have to cut it into 11 pieces. It has to explode in every single direction when I drop it.
Yeah.
Every single part widens. Like this goes out, the top goes out that way, has to go out that way, which is why I appreciated how you did yours, because I have to do the same thing here. I can't just cut it like one line. I have to, make sure that these spaces all stay the same. So it has to be cut here and down the middle. And
it's definitely going to be a little bit of effort for sure.
That's why it wasn't done now. I'm like, I've got to do it right.
I can't wait to see it when it's done. It's going to be pretty sweet with the chop on there. It's sweet now, but chop's going to be even cooler.
Chop's going to make it look right.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be down here. So.
Yeah. Now you got the floor raised up here in the back. Where's the fuel tank and all that kind of stuff?
So the fuel tank is back here behind the rear axle. I actually am running a Genrite rock crawler tank that one of the builds I'd had in the shop before. The guy left it when I moved his fuel tank up top.
There you go.
And he just never came and got it. I'm like, well, it's going in the rig. So it just hung in there nicely. We run a rear radiator system. Since I run a Ghost front end, there's nothing up there.
Yeah, let's go back up here and check that out. And I see you've got some lights that look kind of familiar to me.
Yeah, you would know those.
Yep.
Those would be something you're real familiar with, being a Chevy guy.
Yeah, old Chevy pickup lights.
About a 47, I think, is what year they came in.
You got some pretty sweet looking tube work going on here for the kind of grill look.
I needed to show that I could fabricate. I wanted to show that I could do some sheet metal work, bend some tube.
Yeah.
Because most of my metal work was being done underneath where you would never see it.
I get it.
We ran 2 lines. We bent 2 solid lines all the way back, 1.5-inch tubing for the coolant. But you can't see any of that.
Yep.
It's all just one bend, just one time, and it's got back there. But unless you watch my build channel, you'll never see it.
So tell us what your channel is.
I'm Red Dog Motorsports, and we do everything from rock crawlers, rat rods obviously, so we've done this, and anything in between.
I'll also put you guys a link to that up here, but well, you can't hardly see it on this, but I just figured I'd share this one with you guys real quick. It's a pretty sweet ride. I'm digging it, and I wanted to share it with you. So yeah, anything you want to add?
No, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us. We
Yeah.
look forward to another build off or another project coming up at some point.
Well, appreciate you guys. Have a good one. We'll talk to you guys on the next one.